Okay, well today we are back at the river. Target today is muskellunge. So hopefully we can catch a muskie. River looks in perfect shape. We got suckers and shiners and a variety of muskie lures. I forgot my good mount that I normally use, so I sort of jerry-rigged a different mount with my helmet strap here, so hopefully the video turns out okay. And hopefully we can get a muskie on film. That's the plan today. But we'll take whatever. There's also pike and bass and everything else in here, so I'm sure we'll catch something. If we don't get a muskie, we'll get something. Let's see. Alright, we are on the board. Little tiny perch. And I think we're going to move on because I don't think there's any muskie here in this spot. Might try real quick for a largemouth. I pulled out the shaky head. Should use this little guy for bait. Probably what the muskie are more used to eating. At least we got something now. Alright, we got something. Just grab this thing. Let's see what we got here. Is this our muskie? Oh, it came off! No! Ooh, that was a big fish. That could have been our muskie. Oh, no. Oh, man. I think that was a big fish. That wasn't no little bass or nothing. Hook didn't quite set. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I don't know what to say. I thought I let it take it long enough. My drag was a little too loose. Didn't do a very good job setting the hook. And I missed my big opportunity. It was either a huge bass or a pike or a muskie. I'm pretty sure it was a muskie. Just the way it was swimming. It was doing the turn on a dime thing that the pike / muskie do. It could have been a big pike, but muskie are more common in this river. I was just casting this thing out and bringing it along this log jam like a lure. It's a shame I missed it. So now I'm going to have to stay here longer. I was just about to switch spots, but now we're going to have to stay here a little longer and see if we can get it to bite again. Finally got a bite. Feels like a perch. Quite certain it's a perch. Oh, and it got my freaking minnow. Gosh dang it. I'm quite certain that was a perch. Oh, tried a little bait fishing. Didn't take long to get a little sunfish. Whoop. Alrighty, well, we got another little sunfish. Is that a green sunfish? No, it's a pumpkinseed. And this time we're going to use them for muskie bait. Looks like it's rockbass. Almost took my pole. Something a little different. Bullhead or catfish? No, it's a big bullhead. I wonder if that's... I had something come and look at my jerk bait. This big black fish. Couldn't tell what it was. I bet it was one of these things. Alrighty, well, biggest fish of the day so far. What do we got here? Ah, little smallmouth. Starting to catch everything down here all of a sudden. Whoa, no, 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 no. I don't want him to flop in the dirt. Another little smallmouth. I don't know what's with these little smallmouth all of a sudden. This one will try and make sure we don't drop in the dirt. Yeah, another little smallmouth. Decent sized fish of the day. No idea what it is. I'm guessing carp, but could be anything. Bit on the minnow. Keep them out of the snags. Big bass. Got a couple little minnows left. Decided to throw them on. Oh, net him. Looks like a largemouth. Alright. Well, it's a good sized largie. I'm not going to put him on here just because that's so freaking hot. Sinker ended up in his mouth. That's funny. Boy, I just threw the last of the minnows I had on this little tiny hook. I just had a couple little fatheads left in that bucket, so I didn't have to take the bucket home with me. Just about to leave, and we got the nicest fish of the trip here. He is technically an illegal bass because he was on artificial bait, but he didn't do that on purpose. Alright. Second biggest largemouth of the year. Just drop him because it's a nice fish. Nice little bass there. There he goes. Alright, well, we're going to call it quits here. That bass at the end sort of made things worthwhile. Pretty slow day though, no muskie, but got a couple more spots to try yet. Alright, well, we're back at the spillway. This could be our last chance at a muskie. Already see a pot of carp down there. 3 big ones. Those are actually pretty fat for this reservoir. Anyway, yeah, carp's not what we're after. I actually don't have any poles with bait on them. Now I sort of wish I'd have brought in a pole to try for the carp, but anyway, they look like they're in spawning mode. We've got all our musky lures, and this is our last chance at one. There might be more likely to catch a pike down here, but we'll see. There's fish. Looks like a little smallmouth. It is a little smallmouth. And the X-Wrap once again. Whoa! He's off. Looks like we got ourselves another bass. This is a largie this time? This one looks like it might be a largemouth. Uh-oh, I only got 6-pound test on this pole. It is a largemouth. Huh. Today's just been an assortment of largemouth and smallmouth, I guess. Alright, well, there he is. Release him carefully. Eesh. It's really not a good way to release him here. I don't think the camera can see into the water without my glasses on. But I just had a smallmouth, a largemouth, and a big rock bass following my bucktail spinner. All 3. Smallmouth, largemouth, big rock bass. All 3 chasing it. 3 different bass species chasing my my spinner. I just thought that was funny. Never seen that before. Well, I brought the little X-Wrap just for this occasion. See if I can catch one of those fish that just followed in the spinner. Happy with any of them. There we go. Which one is this? That's a little smallmouth. That one looks a little bit smaller than the one that was chasing it, actually. The largemouth that was chasing it was decent size. It was a relatively small smallmouth and a big rock bass. The rock bass was about, the same size as this smallmouth here. A little fatter. About the same length. What I got this time. A little bit, oh, he spit it. A little bit bigger smallmouth. These were catching bass today. Alrighty. Looks like a bass grabbed the bucktail. At least this one I've got a little bit thicker line on it, so good thing because it's a bigger bass too. Oh, sheesh, that was a bigger step than I thought. Whew. I think it's our biggest largemouth here so far. I mean, it should be with the size of the lure that thing took. Alright. Another nice largemouth on the bucktail muskie buck is what that's called. I'm debating whether I should throw him or walk him down. My stuff is way down there. It's a long walk. I'm just gonna drop them as gently as possible. Problem is, you gotta swing them a little bit so their head doesn't hit the wall, because the wall angles out that way, so. Alrighty. Well, it gave me some excitement when I first felt the hit. I was like, oh yeah, big pike or muskie, and it was just a largemouth. But hey, you never know what you're gonna catch on a spinner. Got a little mini-me smallmouth. Took the camera off my head just because it was getting too hot. Alright, let this guy go. He's not much bigger than the lure. It was only a matter of time before I snagged the bushes behind me in the backswing and made a mess of everything. Alright, well I think we're going to call it quits here today. Didn't get any muskie on film. Ended up being an okay day for bass. I'm just curious how good of a day it would have been for bass if I was actually targeting bass. Probably be my last pike / muskie video till fall. The water's just gotten too warm. It's just been summer fishing conditions. It's just been so hot this last week. So hot today. It's crazy this year. It went right from like early spring conditions to summer conditions. There was no peak conditions. Like that whole month of May just didn't exist this year. I guess we'll try a couple casts over here before we leave. Lake looks beautiful. Why not? And a couple of those fish I thought were just rock bass. They're actually crappie coming up and swiping at it. Problem being, I don't have any crappie lures with me. They're all in my other tackle box. I want to catch a crappie now. This little thing might work. Try that. Damn it, I didn't get that on film either. I just had a big bass break my line. I didn't tie that spoon on good enough, I guess. That was the biggest bass of the day, too. Thing was about an 18-incher. See if I can get my spoon back. I got a tube on. This pole's got heavier line. I made sure my knot's tied good this time. That pole had 6-pound test, and I didn't tie that knot on strong enough. I was in a rush trying to catch those crappie. Then I saw the bass sitting on the bed there. I didn't know how I didn't notice them before. Should have been recording that whole time. It was really funny. He didn't go after the spoon. He wasn't going after the spoon, but I kept just jigging that spoon over his bed, and all the little bluegill and stuff kept going after the spoon, and he had to keep chasing them away. So finally, he just got pissed off and ate the spoon, and yeah, came right off, unfortunately. Knot is plenty tight this time. Got on a Cinco now. See if I can get my spoon back. Still in the bass's mouth, just for the bass's sake, and to get my spoon back. So, let's see. The Cinco should tick him off. Alright, well, we had a disaster on this pole. Finally got it all set up. I found a jig in my tackle box that I didn't know I had in there. So hopefully that bass will take a jig. If he doesn't take the jig, then I'm just going to give up. But this is our last attempt at Operation Get My Spoon Back. Well, that bass I missed is still down there defending his bed. Still has the spoon in his mouth. You can see it. I feel bad for the fish. I've tried everything to get him to bite again. Cincos, jigs, all the normal things you do to catch bedding bass. He's smart. He knows not to... keeps looking at the line and won't go after anything again. But the spoon's right in the corner of his mouth, so hopefully he'll get it out eventually. I do feel kind of bad for the fish more than anything else. Alright, well, just can't leave here. Fish are jumping away down here. It's got to be trout. See if we can catch some trout before we leave. Why not? Stay. I want to go home, but keep seeing things that make me have to go fishing. Look at that, they keep surfacing. There they are, jumping again. Oh boy, I'm going to catch me up some trout. I can feel it. Okay, what have we got? Is that a little crappie? Well, that's what we were set out for when we missed that largemouth earlier. Not one of the trout that's jumping, but it's a fish. Got the lake on the board anyway. Freaking crappie. Ay, ay, ay. So started this whole charade. What do we got this time? Another crappie? Trying to catch trout and I catch crappie. Try and catch crappie, I catch bass. This is another crappie. Catching crappie left and right. Hey, they're getting bigger. That one's almost keeper size. He's probably close to 9 inches. I don't think more like 8, I guess. What's jumping is definitely trout, but crappie are what's biting. Let's see. Well, this is turning into a crappie video. Ooh, that one's a keeper size, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to measure them. I mean, I'm letting them go today anyway. I don't got time to clean them. If I had time to clean them, I'd go to the other end of the lake and catch bluegill, 8-inch bluegill all day, or biting over on the other side of the lake. But guess I'm happier catching crappie. The trout are around, but they know not to go after spoons and spinners. I've caught so many on spoons here this year. They know better now. They know not to go after anything shiny. And well, that's all I got with me right at the moment is shiny stuff. What do we got? Bluegill. All right. Man, catching everything today. Little one. Alright, well, we're finally calling it quits for real. I said I was going to call it quits like 2 hours ago. I didn't even plan to fish this side of the lake at all, but missed that bass and then farted around with it for an hour trying to catch it again and get my spoon back. Then saw those trout jump in, didn't catch any trout, but I've caught so many on spoons this year, and so many people have caught them on spoons and spinners. They know not to go after anything shiny, which was all I had with me, and I didn't feel like going back to the car. So, calling it quits, and I'm just as happy, honestly, catching crappie, because I caught a lot of trout this year and haven't caught many crappie. So, good to have some bonus action. Good end of the night. So, catch you next time. Be sure to subscribe.